Nearing 40, Golovkin has no regrets about career hits and misses. Let's talk about those hits and misses.
Push the weight enough flex. Flex the livest one in the section. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon. Motherfucker change like a hoe. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Boxing scene, link will be in the description. Came across this article. Excuse me. Nearing 40, Golovkin has no regrets about career hits and misses. Very interesting. No matter how you slice it, Gennady Golovkin had a hell of a career. This is what's being written here. He was conscientious. He was a boogeyman. They're saying he was a boogeyman of the middleweight division for several years. Premium cable audiences with prodigious KO streak. He pretty much dazzled the audience with that owned cable channels who watched him, who paid for him to see him fight. HBO subscriptions and a couple of pay-per-views. He dazzled them with this KO streak and earned himself positive mentions and his sentences alongside household 160-pound names in recent past like Hagler and Hopkins. Now, straight off the bat, family, y'all know I had a problem with that. Go research why. All right, they're putting this guy in the name in the same. They're putting his name in the same sentence as guys like Marvelous Marvin Hagler and Bernard Hopkins. All right, we all know that's the brothers from the truth, and I'll explain why later on. The numbers may differ depending on one's go-to definition of legitimate world title, but they are prodigious by any measure. In this space, we'll go with 21 title fights, 19 wins, 17 KOs, and at least one victory in a championship event in every year from 2011 to 2020. Still, some would suggest it could have been even better. I'm one of those people, by the way. Better had Golovkin not gone 0-1-1 in 2 fights with Canelo Alvarez. Better had he expanded his domain with a jump to 168 or down to 154. Better had he landed a bigger fish sooner than age 35. Nevertheless, the Kazakh seems completely at ease in his own skin as he approaches birthday number 40, which will arrive a day before he puts his IBF middleweight strap up for the second time in a unification bout with reigning WBA claimant Ryota Murata Saturday night in Japan. He says, it's difficult for me to give you names or try to fantasize about what might have happened, Golovkin told Boxing Scene. I'm really happy with my career. I'm very comfortable with my current situation, my current position, and I don't have any regrets. Interesting. He goes on to say, it says Golovkin took time out of his pre-Murata preparation to sit down with Boxing Scene and discuss the Murata fight. They're asking him questions here. How is training, similar routine for this guy, blah, blah, blah. He talks about, they ask him, he's 39 and is it different between 29 and 25? Obviously it is. He answers, quite a few things change with age. Look, the link will be in the description. Here's what bothers me. It says right here, they ask him, you've been around for a long time, a ton of title defenses, big KO streak. You've done everything anyone who's wanted to do for this for a living has dreamed of, as they would dream of. What's the motivation these days? Is it legacy? Is it something else? What gets you up and running ready to fight these days. Listen, this is why we exist. This is why the LDBC exists. Because old media tends to drop the ball. Okay? It says right here, this person who's doing this interview, you've been around a long time, a ton of title defenses, a big KO street. You've done everything anyone who's wanted to do this for a living would dream of. No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. There's a man by the name of Jamal Charlo. That fight didn't happen. There's a man by the name of Demetrius Andre. That fight didn't happen. You want to go to 154? Fine, you could have did it. There's a man down there by the name of Andre Lava. That didn't happen. We asked you to fight these guys. You act like they didn't exist. As a matter of fact, a guy that used to train, who eventually fired, goes by the name of Abel Sanchez. This guy right here. We asked you, why don't you fight black fighters? And Abel Sanchez says, yeah, well, we fought black fighters. Curtis Stevenson, chin checker out of Brooklyn. Steve Rolls. But maybe we wasn't specific. We know that certain styles give Gennady Golovkin issues. So maybe we wasn't specific enough, but you know what? I think we were. Because you know exactly what we was talking about. You know exactly what we was talking about. And let me remind you what Abel Sanchez had to say. He said, man, why aren't you fighting black fighters? You and Gennady Golovkin. Let me remind you what he said.
That our black fighters fight in a style that is not pleasing to the fans, let's just say, and that's why they don't sell. Some of the black fighters, I had a young man named Terry Norris, who I molded in a Mexican style. He was an attacker, he was a killer, he's going to come and hurt you. Unfortunately, some of the fighters now is more of the sweet science. Fans don't want to see the sweet science, no matter what they say. Fans want to see somebody get hurt. And when I said that he was like Mayweather, he fought in a very defensive style like Mayweather. But watch Mayweather when he was a 35-pounder and a 30-pounder. He was a killer then. He fought to knock you out. He fought to hurt you. So Canelo, what I said the other day, Mayweather, Conor McGregor turned Mayweather into a Mexican fighter, and Golovkin turned Canelo into a Mayweather. I don't believe that he can do that again and allow himself to be ridiculed by the fans in his own home country.
That was Abel Sanchez, ladies and gentlemen. Said that 4 years ago. What did we learn? Canelo has unconditional fans, and he can do no wrong. When he fights in the pocket, which he did. He said that leading up to the Gennady Golovkin rematch, which, in my opinion, Canelo did more than enough to win the fight that he did to earn the draw in the first fight. And Canelo has not lost any fans to my knowledge. All he did was get his money up, and he has a bunch of fans running around here on the internet that thinks he walks on water. So you're wrong there, Abel Sanchez. Another thing, you mentioned Terry Norris. Has anyone seen Terry Norris lately? Have you seen the condition Terry Norris is in? So you molded him to be this Mexican style. What does he have to show for it? Uncontrollable shaking and a cracking voice. Look it up. Black fighters don't sell, Fable? They don't sell, Fable? Then why the hell was you trying to get Gennady Golovkin to go down to 154 and meet Floyd at the catchweight? I thought black fighters don't sell. Black fighters don't sell? Explain Errol Spence. Is that a Mexican style? I don't think so. What is Mexican style? Is that Juan Manuel Marquez? Is that Eric Morales? Who is it? Marco Antonio Barrera? Cesar Chavez Sr.? What is Mexican style? You turned Canelo Alvarez into a runner. Meanwhile, he dominated Gennady Golovkin in a lot of spots in that second fight. Is that Mexican style? Black fighters don't sell because we fight in a non-crowd-pleasing manner. We use a sweet science. Really? Sweet science. Is that why Floyd is able to retire, the highest paid boxer in the history of the sport, not even a heavyweight, and have all his marbles? This was the most racist and ridiculous thing that I've ever heard. Okay? This is a grown man saying this. Black fighters don't sell. Does Andre Ward fight in that less pleasing style? Because Gennady Golovkin could have fought him. That didn't happen. Black fighters don't sell, but you fought Steve Rose. Black fighters don't sell, but you fought Curtis Stevens. Black fighters don't sell, but the last time I saw you work in the corner was Dominic Brazil. Did you teach him to fight in that Mexican style? Because out of violence, sure did whoop that ass. We all saw it. And that was the last time I saw you, Abel Sanchez. So you did not help your argument. Plus, Gennady Golovkin fired your ass. Hurt your feelings, didn't it? But for Gennady Golovkin to say that he's satisfied with his career, I bet you are, dude. You got a DAZN deal. You got stock options in the company or something like that. You didn't have to fight Alessandro Lara or Andre or Charlo, and no one held your feet to the flames but us. And you can act like you didn't hear it. You can act like they don't exist. But you will never be mentioned in the same sentence in my book as a Marvin Hagler or Bernard Hopkins. Because I was here for all of it, dude. I was here for Hagler. I was a little young. But we can use the internet for what it's for. I was here for Bernard Hopkins. I was here for it. And you are not them. You're a strong guy. And you can do some things. But your career is defined by Canelo Alvarez. And here you're at 40 years old. This guy waited you out about 4 years now. I don't even know if you have it to beat Murata because you didn't look good in your last fight. And I'm not even going to hold you. I watch boxing, but I never seen Murata fight at all. But you got to go to Japan and win. Why are you going to Japan? You can't sell no seats anywhere else? Nevertheless, it's his last hoorah, and he's doing this because he still wants that Canelo fight. If Canelo gets past Bivol, he's going to get the Gennady Golovkin fight. That's going to be the fight you might see Gennady get stopped. Maybe. This guy had a red carpet rolled out, and y'all will never understand. And I have to keep reiterating this. A lot of these fighters don't need my help promoting. Gennady Golovkin came over here, and he exists purely off of white privilege. He didn't need my help. I didn't have to talk about how strong he is and what problems he provide for people. No, didn't have to do it. He came over here, boom, 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 got an apple deal. And I'm not the only person who speaks on things like that. Roy Jones said the same thing. And I'm sure he understands white privilege. He don't have to say much, but he understands it. Just like Lomachenko, just like Tyson Fury. They understand it. For Abel Sanchez, Fable Sanchez, to get up here and say what he said, I just played it for you. That is a smack in the face. So, he has a fight coming up. Whatever happens, happens. You don't need my help. You don't need my say good luck. You're the best on your way. It is going to be what it is. But I'm going to tell you what he's not. He's not an all-time great. Because just like we say Canelo has some work to do, this guy is right there. He had work to do at 160. Never forget, he was about to go to 168 for Chavez Jr. And when Ward said, nope, you're fighting me, they said no. And they told Andre Ward, no, why are you bullying the smaller guy? You need to go up and weight to fight Kovalev. where Andre Ward was the smaller guy, and y'all saw how that worked out. Let's just say Andre was undefeated. And Sergey Kovalev, the woman beater and dog kicker that he is, was left with a bunch of excuses. And Golovkin was let off the hook. We don't do triangle theories, but Andre Ward knocked out Sergey Kovalev. I have reasonable cause to believe he did the same thing to Gennady Golovkin. This guy is not no Bernard Hopkins. He is not Marvin Hagler. You guys need to stop it. We were here for all of it. So whatever happens, happens. Bronx on deck.
Move!